If you're considering a move to Greenville, South Carolina with kids, you've landed on the right video. As someone who has 2 boys myself, I know the importance of evaluating all the key areas to make sure that your kids can thrive in a new location. As someone who relocated to Greenville, South Carolina myself, I did a lot of research and I want to share all the things that I learned with you and all the things that I've learned of being a real estate agent here for a long time and helping a lot of families relocate to the upstate. Hi, I'm Evan Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. So the number one thing that most parents are typically going to ask about is the education system. When we look at the education in Greenville, South Carolina, it's actually rated as the #1 county in the whole entire state. And it's traditionally ranked #1 and has been for several years now. Overall, there's some really great public, charter, and private school options. I always recommend looking at niche or greater schools as an opportunity to figure out the teacher-to-student ratio and what makes those schools unique, as I can't talk about every school that's here in the upstate in this video. It would be quite a long video, but if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to us. But just at a high level, you have the private school options, which have everything from a religious component, a structured component, uniforms, etc. And then we also have charter schools that offer a lot of the same elements without the religious component. We also have charter schools that cater towards arts and science, and we also have some that cater towards a language immersion program as well. So whatever you're looking for, you're likely to find it here in Greenville, South Carolina from an education standpoint. When we talk about getting past primary education years, we also have some really great colleges that are in the area as well. Something else I think is super important is making sure there's family-friendly activities here for kids of all ages. We really have it all here in Greenville, South Carolina. Everything from your trampoline parks to just going out to your traditional park with swings and slides. There's so many things that can get kids out of the house and get them involved. One of the things that we really love, like our neighborhood specifically, reminds us of the old Americana style neighborhood where kids are playing out in the street. And that was just something that really warmed our hearts and just made us fall in love with Greenville. When we think about other outdoor activities, we have everything from the lakes to Paris Mountain State Park. We just have so many opportunities to make sure that your family can get out. We love to take our boys out on the Swamp Rabbit Trail and stop at the Swamp Rabbit Cafe. They're nestled in between Greenville and TR and just enjoy a smoothie and some great produce. So just really some really great ways to get outdoors and spend time as a family together. The other thing that we really love is the community that Greenville builds. They do over 300 different events every single year. We have everything from your small farmers market all the way to large festivals with thousands of people that come from out of the area. So whatever it is that you're looking for, there is likely a festival for it. Greenville is really big on bringing people together and creating this connectiveness amongst all of the communities here. Something that we found is that the people are really friendly here and we fit right in, and we found lots of friends really quickly. And it just really naturally felt like home, even though we hadn't lived here our whole life. Another really important factor is the cost of living. Greenville tends to be somewhere between 10 to 15% below the national average. And sometimes I've even seen it up to 30%, depending on the calculator that you're looking at. But overall, Greenville tends to be more affordable than the national average. The area really tends to see a lot of cost savings in housing. As of the recording in this video, our average cost for home is around $400,000 and our median price is closer to $350,000. So we see a lot of people saving money there, saving money with insurance, utilities, and some other factors, but housing tends to be the biggest category that people save the most money on. Something else, of course, that will be important, we want our kids to thrive, but we also need to have good jobs, and we need to have good job opportunities so that we can make sure that our kids can be set up for the future and for today. When we look at the job opportunities in Greenville, South Carolina, we have several Fortune 500 companies in our area. We also have a lot of other great local businesses. So there's a lot of really wonderful opportunities. We have a lot of great large companies like BMW, Bosch, Lockheed Martin, and so many others that are always hiring. And then we also have a lot of great local businesses that are always looking for talent. So I think you're going to find that Greenville has a great growing job market sector. They're actually predicted that Greenville's job market will grow about 40% in the next decade because of all the great companies that are here in the upstate and that are thriving. As someone who loves food, Greenville is a great place to be. Our downtown has over 200 different restaurants, most of which are local places and not your chains. That's something that a lot of people always point out to me whenever they're visiting here. I personally love that you don't have to go into downtown to get great food. Our suburbs also have some great restaurants nearby, And a lot of our suburbs have developed their own downtown with its own identity and its own local restaurants and shops. So that's something that people really gravitate towards and appreciate. I think there's two things you really should know beyond everything else that I've shared about our food scene. One is that we do a local food and wine festival called Euphoria, where people come from all over the world actually to serve food, some really incredible chefs. The second thing is we do Restaurant Week, which is really amazing because you can get a more limited menu of some of the best things that those restaurants make at a lower price. And it really just helps you get an opportunity to try a lot of different restaurants at a very affordable rate. Last thing I want to mention is the sports scene here. We have everything from local minor league baseball, hockey, and soccer teams to college football teams and basketball teams and all that. So it's really great if you're a sports enthusiast. We have Clemson University, which has been a powerhouse in football here recently. We have Furman, Wofford. In North Greenville, which also offer football programs, basketball programs. So there's just so many great opportunities to take in a live sporting event here in the upstate. And it's just something that people really love, especially with kids, so that there's always things for them to do. There you have it. There's so many wonderful things about having a kid here in Greenville, South Carolina. I, like you, did a lot of research whenever I was thinking about moving, and we ultimately decided on Greenville, South Carolina. We've absolutely loved it here. It's been some really incredible times for my family and I. And if you have any interest in learning more about what it's like moving a family to Greenville, South Carolina, please reach out to me. I'd love to be a resource for you.